Welcome to the life of the lazy housewife. Hello and welcome to another installment of The Lazy Housewife. My name is Makadzi, and if this is your first time seeing me, I hope you enjoyed this vlog and it convinces you to hit that subscribe button. But I'm getting a feeling that some of you are just being lurkers because somehow we have reached 12,000 subscribers. But the vlogs keep getting 15,000 views, 17,000 views. And I'm like, why are some of you just watching and deciding not to subscribe? You keep coming back and not subscribing. Like, what do I need to do? So please do hit that subscribe button. If you found yourself coming back here 2 or 3 times, why not just become part of the part of the Lazy Housewife family? Please stop denying yourself of good things. But anyway, today is Monday. It is Makadzi Monday, and the weather in Cape Town is so gloomy. So I figured, since you guys know I am busy on my makeup journey and busy practicing, so I decided, you know what, last time I asked you guys to send through some questions and I'll answer those questions while I practice my makeup. So you guys have sent me those messages, those questions, and yeah, I asked the same question on TikTok, guys. I think about 90% of the people on TikTok were asking me relationship questions. I'm like, since when did I become the relationship guru? So I decided to put those questions on park, and you guys will let me know if you want me to answer those questions. But for today's installment, we are going to be answering questions about moi. So yeah, and today I want to practice. I decided that every time we do this, I'm going to add in something else. So today we are going to definitely add in the eyebrows, because remember last time we just did the basics and we didn't put in the eyebrows. So today we are going to do the eyebrows as well, and apparently eyebrows make or break the makeup look. So let's get started. Ooh, so let's get straight into it. So question number 1, did you always want to be a housewife? And to be quite honest, that was never even a dream or a goal of mine. I was one of those people, I spent my 20s literally married, and I mean married to my career. But in 2010, in 2020, when COVID happened, I think it was the first time that I had, I would say, a healthy work-life balance. And that's when I decided, oh wow, it's really nice to rest a bit. And I sort of set up plans that, you know what, by the time I'm 35, these are the skills that I'm going to start focusing on, so that by the time I am 35, I can leave corporate and just venture out on my own. And fortunately for me, I met my husband the same year, and I was very honest with him that, Jonga, look here, my brother, 35, I don't want to be working anymore. And he was pretty much open to that. So yeah, fortunately for me, then when I was 33, I got to stop working. What are your travel plans of the year? You know, the first half of this year has been incredibly busy for me. So literally my travel plans have all been pushed out to the second half of the year. So I am planning, I think the first trip will be with my husband. We take an annual trip to Hermanus every year, so we're definitely going to be doing that. And this year, which we haven't done, we want to go whale watching, so we're definitely going to be going whale watching. And then he also wants to go to Neisner, so we'll probably be going to Neisner as well. And then after that, I am going to have a girls trip, yay, with my mom. I'm hoping, yeah, a girls trip with my mom. It's either we are, because my mother loves Formula One so much, so it's either we are going to go to one of the Formula One Grand Prix, or we're going to just have a Euro trip, just the two of us, because I definitely want to do Paris again. I felt like last time I did not get enough time, so definitely going to do Paris again. And then my husband and I want to do the Maldives during the festive season, so December, definitely the Maldives. And then we also want to go to the Serengeti. So if we have time, maybe we'll do that at the end of the year, or if we don't have enough time, we'll probably push that out to January for my birthday. So yeah, those are pretty much. Oh yes, and I also want to find out where Drake is going to be between July and September, wherever he is in the world. A really nice concert, because he is clearly not coming to South Africa. Like, I don't know what we did to him. So I'm definitely going to follow him. But if I can't find a slot to go and see him this year, I'm going to go to the Canadian leg of the World Cup next year just to see him. Like, I've had more than enough now. The man will even retire before I get to see him. So those are my travel plans for like the next 6 months or so. If you were to go back to a 9-to-5, what would be your ideal job? Oh my goodness. Hey, you see, now you can actually see that this I am actually practicing and I'm not an expert. This is something else. Wow. Yeah. Let me actually just get this brush. If I were to go back to a 9-to-5, my ideal job, I think one thing that I left corporate before I got experience in, which I was really interested in, it definitely has to be company turnarounds, working with distressed businesses. That's definitely something that I would have loved the opportunity to work in, because I spent most of my career in private equity. So in private equity, most of the businesses, if you look at the business and it's a business that you look at and you say, this is going to be a bad investment, or we won't get the required returns in about 5 years or so, basically in our investment horizon, you just let the business go. So I think something I would have definitely loved to have gotten experience in would have definitely been working with distressed businesses and either selling them off to people who feel they can do something with them, or turning them around to make them functional again. I just feel like that would have been the next sort of challenge for me. Because I'd pretty much done, working with healthy companies. So yeah, if I were to go back to a 9-to-5, I think that would be my dream job, working with distressed or turnaround businesses. Interesting. Next question. What did you study, and if you could go back, would you study the same thing? This one, I actually put it aside. I've randomly been picking up at this one. Yo, guys, stop coming on my profile here. Today I'm going to show her to you, so that you stop coming here like, hey, Makas, you can see Pinky Makazi Rukai man. Please. Don't come here trying to be. I tell you guys all the time, and they ding life advice. So I remember last time someone said, you should be ashamed of yourself. You sit around just spending money when you could be going to school. I'm like, bitch, you must be new here. Really? So yeah, would I study anything else? No, definitely not. I was very fortunate that the career that I chose, I knew a lot about it before I even endeavored on it. I remember when I was in university and I decided that, oh, this is what I want to do. Fortunately for me at the time, my mother's portfolio manager at Ellen Gray was a CFA charter holder, so I had a lot of insight into the career and what it requires and what you do and the career prospects in it. So I knew what I was getting into, and I have had a love for investment forever. So I definitely knew what I was getting into and what the job entailed. So it wasn't something that I only found out like in the workplace or anything like that. So it was definitely a great decision from my part, and yeah, that's why I still practice till today in my own capacity, because I genuinely just love investments and the challenge that comes with it. So yeah. Now, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? If I was a billionaire and had like all the money in the world, the one place that I am completely obsessed with is the Hamptons. Oh, I just love that affluent, small community type of vibe, small town. Everybody knows each other. That is where I would live. Definitely the Hamptons. Absolutely love it. Wow. It's but I don't have $100 million for a beach house. So what can we say? For now, I think if I could live anywhere in South Africa, it would definitely be Franschhoek. I love Franschhoek so much. Maybe it's my wine for bubbles and wine, but yeah, that is definitely where I would live in South Africa. But if I was a dollar billionaire, the Hamptons is where you find me, Shem, and I wouldn't even pick up any of your phone calls. And your skincare routine, your skin is glowing. I shared my skincare routine. It's definitely on YouTube. I think I did it mid-January with my maintenance plan, so I don't think I really explained that, oh guys, I'm doing a skincare routine. I just did like a video, but I think I can just share those products. It's not that deep, but I think outside of that, I drink lots and lots of water. So I drink like about 3 liters of water a day, which is good because it keeps you hydrated. And when it comes to Bev, believe it or not, what do you call this? Champagne and sparkling wine definitely does the trick. Gets rid of the what? It's definitely great. Gets rid of the active. What do they call it? Yeah, and in terms of bev, you must be drinking like champagne, things light and sparkling wine. Those are good for you, even health-wise. So I would recommend that. So leave that black label behind. Something surprising. I think this will be like the last one that I take. Something surprising that people don't know about you. You guys know we're keeping it nude. I am a big, and I mean a very big Sudoku fan. I love Sudoku so much. I play it every day of my life. Even when I used to work, like every single morning when I get to my desk, I make myself some coffee and play about maybe 2 rounds of Sudoku. I love it. I think it's a great way to just stimulate your brain in the morning, problem solved so that you get your brain active. So definitely I am a big Sudoku fan. So I think my mother introduced it to me when I was in high school, and ever since then it's had me on a chokehold since then. So Sudoku, baby. Yeah, so I am very happy with that. So I think we're going to stop it here today. My eyebrows, hey, they're a bit dingy here. We'll get better next time. But I think we're doing a bit better, Shem. Have you seen my life? Hoş karamayım, hoş karamayım. Morning, guys. So you guys asked for the skincare routine, so I figured, you know what, I'll give you the skincare routine while I update you on my whole dry cleaning saga. Like, I want to cry, but would rather laugh instead. So anyway, I always start off in the morning and in the evening with this, what is it called? I hope you can see it there, with this cleanser over here. I really like this cleanser. It lasts me like about 6 months. It's about 250 ml luminous, that's what it's called. So it's their brightening cleanser. So I've been using this for about 1.5 years now, and honestly I've never gone to use any other cleanser after this. But anywho, on to our dry cleaning debacle. I'm going to start off with the sneaker shack because I actually had one-on-one conversation with them. Can you believe, I mean, I was talking to the guy at the store, obviously at the beginning, at the store, and I was telling him that, you know, what you guys did was unacceptable, blah, 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 blah. Next thing, guess who I get a phone call from? The whole head of operations for the sneaker group, the sneaker shack group, and I'm like, here and then it's literally like the equivalent of making a complaint to Discovery on the call center, and you get a call from freaking Adrian Go. Like, what is that? For those of you who don't know, Adrian Go is the CEO of Discovery. So yeah. Don't say I don't teach you anything. So I was surprised. Hey, why am I having basically executive management calling me regarding this matter? Like, okay, crazy. So the guy, he starts by, first of all, he was, before I even go into our conversation, he was so insolent, unprofessional, very pompous, I must say. And I bet you he would have never conducted himself that way, in my belief, if he were talking to another white person, or let alone a white man. I think like sometimes when people are talking to a woman, and especially a black woman, there was this arrogance that he had, even from the beginning of the conversation. And I was like, hey, this one is going to learn who he's dealing with today. So first of all, he starts by telling me that, you know, he went to Louis Vuitton and this entire incident is my fault because I didn't tell them how to clean the sneakers. Let me rinse my face. And I said, excuse me, you are the experts. You guys are the ones who clean. Yeah, you have called yourself sneaker experts. You are the one who cleans sneakers. So why is it my responsibility to tell you how to clean the sneakers? And secondly, this is the second time I bring the sneakers there, so it's not like they haven't been cleaned there before. So once again, somebody this time around made a mistake. And I even told him, you know that big LV jacket of mine, the first time I took that jacket for dry cleaning, the dry cleaners actually called me and said, hey ma'am, you know what, we aren't sure if we have the right equipment to clean this jacket, so for now we are just going to hold on to it, see if we can clean it, and then we'll let you know. Then they called me about a day or so later. They said, you know what, we've got the right tools to clean it, we'll clean it, and they even gave me a separate charge for that jacket. So that's the example that I made for him. And obviously once I made that example, he had nothing else to rebuttal on, so then he kept quiet. And then guess what his second line of defense was? Guys, you will not believe. Okay, so but anyway, let's go into step 2. So I use this face scrub. This is Fenty. This is cookies and cream. I don't really know if this one is making much of a difference, so I think I probably use it like just once a week or so. But yeah, and I also find it very difficult to get off my face, so I'm really not too much of a fan of it, but I'm just using it so it gets finished. So then he then says to me, well, you cannot prove that your shoes were not damaged when you brought them here. Hey. And I'm like, excuse me? So you think that I've got time to be going to shops, whatever, with damaged shoes, and then want to come and claim money from you and all of that nonsense? He's like, well, I don't know you, so I can't say that that's not something that you wouldn't do. And I said, okay, just to shut down that theory of yours, I actually vlog part-time, and I was vlogging on that specific day. So I've got video footage on my phone and on my camera actually showing with videos of those sneakers and the condition that they were in. So I'm going to hand you that those videos so that you can see that the color, it was a rich yellow, and you can see that the writing was all there. Once again, it was your fault. You messed up my sneakers, so don't try so we can squash that argument that the sneakers were brought in damaged. And I said, I even have video footage of them at the actual dry cleaners. And then he looks in, and then he says, well, you could have changed the dates on the footage. And I said, I released a YouTube video 2 days after that, so that's really not possible. He says, yeah, you could have used old footage, or you could doctor the dates on on your camera and on your phone. And I said, look here, an iPhone has a timestamp. If someone sends me a picture they took in 2008, it's going to go on my camera roll under 2008. It's not going to magically show up in what do you call this, in 2025. So what you're saying is not possible. Then he starts wanting to go on about but technologies that people can use and blah, blah, blah. And I said to him, you know what, it's very clear that you just want to come up with any and every excuse under the sun in order to not take accountability for what you've done. And one thing I'm not going to do is debate common sense with you, because I have much better things to do with my time. And he's like, I guess, I'm just trying to find a resolution for all of this. And I said, are you really? Or are you just trying to find some way where you can lay the blame on me, and then you don't have to take responsibility for what you know very well you did? Because if you thought you had no responsibility in this, I would not be getting a call from the freaking head of operations, right, of Sneaker Shack. Really? Let's rinse this off. Oh, and another thing about the scrub that I don't like, because it goes gray, you actually have to wash your face like about 5 times just to make sure that everything is out of your ears and out of your hairline and everything. So that's so yeah, I don't have such a great rating about this one, but like I said, I just wanted to pella. So I think I'm actually going to start using it more often so that I can actually try out a new scrub. If you guys have suggestions for a scrub that you absolutely love, hit your girl up. Anyway, back to this. Don't want to call people names, but okay, let's continue. So after the whole, you could have changed cameras on the, you could have changed the dates on the camera thing, and I obviously rebutted. He then came back with, well, Mkosi, it's not like the sneakers are unwearable. And I said, excuse me? Now you're coming back with, well, you can just wear the shoes even though they look like that. And I said to him, when do you think that someone spends over 20 grand on sneakers to wear them looking the way those sneakers look? Are you kidding me? And so that one, he gave up on it immediately. And I said the reason people spend money on luxury shoes and they go out of their way to make sure that they are handled properly is because we want to wear them in good condition. Now I'm going to look like I'm wearing Dover out in the streets here because the label isn't there, the color is faded, and it just looks so shady. So then he gave up on that one, and then he says, well, we have a, what did he say? We have a luxury shoe policy, and the policy basically states that if you bring your shoes in, whatever happens, happens. So this is actually my second time buying this. It smells so nice. It's the Fenty face mask. The only thing is that you have to wait a bit and you have to put it on your face for like 10 minutes. Sometimes I feel like licking it because it smells so good. So let's put it on. It's very, as you can see, very sort of like jellyish like, but I absolutely love it. And it's not too thick of a mask. So I really like it. It smells so nice. Now I want to lick it. Lick it. So then where were we? Yeah. So now he's talking about the luxury item policy that, when you bring in your shoes, there's a consent form that you sign. And I said, sir, mainly I didn't consent. I didn't get any consent form from you guys. And he says, no, at the sneaker shop, when people bring in their sneakers, they sign consent forms. And I said, you are lying. He said, no, it's just a recent policy that we've just started. And I even put my husband on the line. I said, my love, whenever you went to the sneaker shack, have you ever signed anything? And he said, hell no. And I said, exactly. So don't come here and try to make rules with me and tell me, hey, maybe it hasn't been implemented in some stores. It's a new thing. And he said, yeah, the best we can do is 50% as per our policy. And I said, if you say that you now have a consent form about luxury items, you can't use the same depreciation method. Oh my gosh, some of you, I am sorry if this part goes over your head. You cannot use the same depreciation method for an Adidas shoe that costs 1,000 Rand to a Louis Vuitton shoes that's 25,000 Rand. So I will only accept that you have a luxury policy if you have a different depreciation method, because I don't wear my Louis Vuitton shoes the same way that I wear my Adidas shoes. It just doesn't. My Ivy Park Giapara day in, day out, every other day. Hell, I love those shoes so much. But because those are cheaper shoes, you wear them more often. So if you're telling me that you have a luxury shoe policy, I hope that you're telling me that it has a different depreciation method as to your regular sneaker policy. So therefore, you can't depreciate it at the same level, because those are not items of the same value, same worth, and any individual wouldn't wear them the same amount of times. And I made an example, the fact that I've had these sneakers for 6 months and I've only worn them twice. Not twice, I've only had them cleaned twice. Just shows you how seldom I wear them, so therefore they barely ever get dirty. I chose so that, he lost that one as well. Then he says, well, our policy is our policy, and you bringing your items in means that you've consented to our policy. It's on our website, blah blah blah. And I said, no, actually I didn't consent to your policy. As far as I'm concerned, I took my items to the dry cleaners, so therefore I consented to the policy that the dry cleaner has. And I went to their website, everything. That dry cleaner ain't got no policy, okay? And I said, so therefore, whatever agreement that you have signed with them, I mean, you are clearly a third party, therefore you should have some sort of document saying that, okay, you know what, Sneaker Shack, we bring our items to you, and therefore if anything goes wrong, maybe you go 50% and you go 50% or whatever. So that's the contract that you need to go and have a look at, but you cannot come and say I consented. And I have no problem, just for the principle of it, making this a legal issue, because I did not go and sign a form with you at Sneaker Shack. I did not go to your store. I did nothing of the matter. And that shop as well, when you go there, they don't say, hi, Makadzi, please know that we take your sneakers to the Sneaker Shack, and therefore familiarize yourself with their rules and regulations, because should anything happen, those are the people that are going to be responsible for it. I think he was actually defeated at some point, and he was just like, well, ma'am. And I actually had a meeting, and can you believe we're on the phone for like 20 minutes? And he literally wanted to debate nonsense with me. That's the part that irritated me. I think our conversation ended literally 30 seconds before I had a business meeting. Yeah, because it was 12:59, and I said, you know what, I've been going back and forth with you for such a long time. I've got a meeting now at 1 o'clock and I have to go. And then after that, I didn't even open his WhatsApps afterwards. I just saw him WhatsApp. I think it said like 2 or 3 WhatsApp messages, and I was just like, sir. So at least now my husband is like, he's going to, this has to sit for 10 minutes. So my husband has now said that he's going to handle both situations. I think he's going to the dry cleaners on Monday because there's been all these public holidays and stuff. So yeah, sneaker check, beware. I'm like, hey, it's really cool. I'm going to somewhere. I'm like, ha, you don't know me. The nerve and the audacity for someone to think that they can, hey, you want to debate with me? Now my mother is a lawyer. I've been debating my whole life. But yeah, I need to do something quickly. Then I'm going to come rinse this off and then we are going to put on the serum. So yeah, guys, sneaker shack. Now I don't want to see anybody ever on the internet saying, oh, these people did this, these people did that. I warned you guys. And even the fact that this is the second time, that's why I was so ticked off when those dry cleaning people say, oh no, go talk to people at Sneaker Shack. I said, you took my shoes where? But anyway, the last step, so this routine I do it twice a week. Otherwise, the rest of the time I just use the cleanser and this serum. So this serum is the same brand Lamel as the cleanser. And there it is. So this is the daytime one, and then at night when I cleanse, I use the nighttime one, and this is the nighttime one. It's a bit more thicker than obviously the daytime one. So yeah, then we just end it off with this. One thing about me, like you guys know, I don't like doing too much. I don't like using too much product on my face. And then in terms of facials, I don't like to do facials too often, to be quite honest, because one thing about facials, they always have most of them, they always have sort of like a peeling agent to them. And hey, yeah, I want to hear on social media looking like, I don't know, just getting lighter and lighter, and that's not what I am trying to do to myself. So so yeah, I just try to just do it about 2-3 times a year, maybe like every 3 to 4 months or so. And I really just like it so that just to make sure, and especially in summer I get quite nervous because when I get burnt my forehead turns darker, so I just like it so that my face is an even tone, you know, because a lot of the times, and especially when I was starting to look for makeup and whatnot, you find that but obviously your forehead, like, you know, as Black people, it will be slightly darker, and most people it's just like that. So what you call it, I'd have to, I mean, at some point, I think before I even had a skin routine, like the difference between like here and here was just so bad that I would have to have like 2 sort of like foundations to sort of like try and blend it in to, you know, hey, that whole debacle. So now, hey, we have reached the promised land. So anyways, we are done. But anyways, thanks for letting me rant. So this week is actually the anniversary of when my husband retired me and I became a housewife. So we are heading off to Salsafi to go and celebrate that beautiful moment when I was released from my corporate chains. So yeah, figured let's end off the vlog on a positive and happy note. So we are go sexy. So we are go sexy. Amantombazana yokala bafana. You know what, we should have planned properly for this and booked at a hotel and went grooving in town.
You're speaking too late.
I am thinking about it now.
I know we're staying at the station house.
All peppermint and rosemary rubbings together.
Thank you.
Guys, my husband is so excited. He saw this glass and he said, hey, yeah. I want the people to see, or I take you to restaurants where you drink out of nice glasses. Good night.